Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Ali Amin Gandapur intervened at a grid station in Dera Ismail Khan, restoring power and setting a new load-shedding schedule limited to 12 hours daily. He directed lawmakers to oversee the implementation of this schedule. KP government spokesperson Barrister Muhammad Ali Saif attributed such actions to public frustration and criticized the federal government for its failure to address the power issues. CM Gandapur highlighted that the federal government owed KP significant dues and had failed to respond to requests for power system reviews. He announced future steps to ensure fair power distribution and warned of potential actions against the federal government if the province's demands were not met. Fitch announced on Wednesday that Pakistan's federal budget for the fiscal year 2025 improves the likelihood of securing an IMF deal. The budget presented on 12 June aims for an ambitious tax revenue target of 13 trillion rupees or $47 billion and aims to reduce the fiscal deficit to 5.9% of the GDP from 7.4% this year. Fitch expects a narrowing of the fiscal deficit if the budget is partially implemented, though it may impact growth. Moody's projects a real GDP growth of 3.6% and inflation at 12%, with a significant increase in federal revenue and development expenditure. Fitch notes that potential resistance to the budget's plans, but acknowledges recent fiscal reforms supporting credibility. Pakistan has urged the United Nations to launch a concerted campaign to retrieve weapons from terrorist groups like Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Speaking at the UN's 4th Review Conference on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Ambassador Munir Akram expressed concerns about terrorist groups acquiring advanced arms and called for investigations into their sources. Akram emphasized the responsibility of UN member states to prevent the illicit trade and transfer of such weapons, which exacerbate conflicts and threaten global security. He highlighted Pakistan's efforts to strengthen the legislative frameworks and control measures against the proliferation of small arms and stressed the need for resolving conflicts and combating terrorism. The call follows increased TTP attacks in Pakistan, particularly in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan, since the Afghan Taliban's rise to power. Israeli airstrikes clashes with Palestinian fighters continue in Gaza, while Israel's military has approved plans for an offensive against Hezbollah in Lebanon following ongoing cross-border fires since October. Israeli weapons struck Hezbollah sites in southern Lebanon, and Hezbollah claimed a drone attack in Metula, resulting in the death of 2 of its fighters. U.S. envoy Amos Hochstein is visiting the region to push for de-escalation amid these tensions. Greek Foreign Minister George Geropetritis has called on Europe to host children injured and traumatized by the conflict in Gaza. The foreign minister is seeking partners to temporarily bring these children to the European Union and has discussed the idea with the Palestinian President Mohammed Mustafa, emphasizing the humanitarian nature of the initiative. The foreign minister stated it is separate from regular migration and aims to provide immediate assistance to children facing famine and other dangers. The U.S. Department of Education found that the City University of New York and University of Michigan failed to meet federal standards in addressing anti-Semitic and anti-Palestinian incidents on their campus. Investigation revealed non-compliance with Title 6 of Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination based on race, color, and national origin. Both universities have pledged to take corrective measures following the review of 75 harassment and discrimination reports against the University of Michigan from the 2022-23 school year in February. Renowned American intellectual Noam Chomsky has been discharged from a hospital in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where he was receiving treatment. The Beneficia Portuguesa Hospital announced his discharge, stating that his treatment will continue at home. Chomsky's wife, Valeria Wasserman, dismissed a false media report of his death, confirming he is well. Chomsky, 95, was hospitalized after a stroke a year ago affected his speech and mobility. Known for his groundbreaking language theory in the 1950s, Chomsky has authored over 100 books and is a prominent activist on various issues, including U.S. intervention in Vietnam, labor rights, and the environment. India is grappling with extreme weather causing heat waves, landslides, and floods that have killed at least 11 people this week. In New Delhi, the city experienced the hottest June night in 6 years, with hospitals reporting 5 heat stroke deaths and power consumption hitting a record high. In Assam, floods and landslides triggered by incessant rain killed at least 6 people, including a woman and her 3 daughters, who were buried alive. Scientists attribute the severe heat affecting billions across Asia to human-driven climate change.